All right, we're back again with we got 3 more days after the we got tomorrow, we got Thursday, Friday for Halloween, and then I got 2 I have for Saturday. So
Oh,
we got
you
3 more
get
days. Welcome Keith, as welcome back as always. Always a blast to have you. And we got Russell in the chat. You're gonna watch a complete. That's what I wasn't. I was confused by when I read that because I said that there's no 2 hour and 34 minute cut of Day of the Dead. Then I saw that you meant Dawn of the Dead. I said, no, that. Yeah, we're watching Day, Russ. The best one, or my favorite one. Happy Halloween, buddy. Yeah, we got a few more days. We're close. What's up, Ant? Hey, Tasha. Tasha watched. She couldn't watch. She was working earlier and couldn't watch Dead Alive, so she sent me a text earlier with a shot from the Sumatran rot monkey on her TV. She watched it earlier. What do you think, Tasha? Let us know your thoughts here on Dead Alive. She was loving it. For those who don't know, Tasha's actually, I've known Tasha for a long time. She's a long-time friend. So always good to have you here, Tasha. We've kind of reconnected recently after being out of touch for a while. So always good having you here, and that she freaking loved it. The Sumatran rot monkey alone, the Sumatran rot monkey is such a great idea. And it's so cool that I was saying in that stream, the animation, the stop motion, I really like that a lot. Now, I mean, she wants him as a pet. Yeah, and if he doesn't carry the zombie infection disease, whatever it is in that movie that spreads, then I wouldn't mind it. But he still looks kind of vicious, though, that rat monkey. But that's my favorite zombie film, as I said in that stream to start that. But this is my favorite Romero zombie, Romero type zombie and classic zombie, where it's just your straight slow moving zombies, which I know you prefer as well as I do, versus the fast zombies and like infections that cause zombies. I just really love the old fashioned, once Romero introduced it and all the rules in Night of the Living Dead. I love just slow zombies. I feel like they're a lot more menacing, even though they're not fast, which can seem and is, I'm sure, very menacing and intimidating and fucking terrifying. But something about them in hordes and just slowly gather, and like when you realize you're trapped, like Steel does in this movie, and he has to shoot himself in the head, blow his brains out, or in his mouth, blow his brains out because he knows he's going to get eaten. That's some terrifying stuff when you know it's over and there's nowhere to go and you know you're about to be eaten alive. That's so scary to me versus a lot of the fast moving zombies.
Yeah, because it takes them so long to get there, and the fast ones. I mean, let's face it. If there was fast ones like the remake of Dawn and shit, we wouldn't be around long.
Exactly.
There wouldn't be enough time for a movie. There wouldn't be enough time for a movie.
I was just gonna say there would be no bunker here in this movie. There would be no scientists alive and down there and doing experiments on them. We wouldn't have that with the fast zombies. But when it comes to they're vicious and some of the fast ones, but they're just so they're so much scarier. I don't know, the ghouls and the zombies in Romero's universe, and but that's where this is my 5th favorite movie ever. And that's where it weighs Dead Alive or Brain Dead out, is that I think this is the better film, even though Dead Alive is also in my top 40 movies. But even though that's my favorite zombie flick, as a film, this is it. Like, this is the zombie flick. Like, when it comes to everything and the effects with Tom Savini. What was your thoughts when you first saw this movie? And especially on the effects work. Like, tell me what you thought when you first saw the effects in this film.
I seen it. Let me see. First, because it was on at the theater, and like I said before, when this movie was on at the theater in '85, in July of '85, they wouldn't let you come in and watch it unless you were 18. It didn't matter if you was with your mom, dad. It didn't matter.
Oh yeah, okay.
I seen it later on that year, or early in '86 when it finally came to HBO and all that shit. So I was 12, probably not quite 13. And I never see anything like it, man. Because at that point, I hadn't even seen Dawn or anything. I was kind of late to the dance on all that. And it blew me away, man. And I come to find out why later. You get a mixture of Savini and a very young Greg Nicotero in there, and Nicotero is taking it even a step further than Savini did. So, I mean, no wonder.
That's one thing I love about the effects in this, and I always say it's Savini's magnum opus of effects work, because you have all these other films. I mean, everything that he's like one of the best, right? If not the king of American, at least, horror effects, and then kills with Friday Part 4, and the Prowler. It goes on, the Maniac, the Burning. It doesn't stop with him, and Dawn. Then you have Day. But with Day, like with all those other films, he was mostly doing it himself, maybe with a few, help, a few people for help. And this film, like you said, he brought in Nicotero and Howard Berger of K&B Effects. Basically was training them and took them under their wing and stuff. And that led to them to The Walking Dead decades later, and the effects that they did on that K&B. But
he was motivated. Savini was. He was motivated. He seen how talented Nicotero and them were, and how good they were gonna be. And he said, "Man, I've got to kick this into gear, because I'm not necessarily." I mean, he was the main man on the set, effects wise, but he seen them, and he'd been doing it a long time, and he had seen the real shit in Vietnam.
Yeah, he was a photographer, war photographer. Yep.
So in their stuff, he seen even more realistic shit than what he had been doing prior to that. Yeah. So he was like, "Man, I got to kick this into effect, because I can't let these newbies show me up. So I got to do my best shit."
Yeah, that, and the fact too that just all the effects work in this movie there's so much effects, just like Peter Jackson's Dead Alive earlier today. There's so much effects, and just the makeup on all the zombies alone. He needed all of that help for this film. Like, because I've heard people criticize that and say, like, yeah, well, he needed he had a lot of help. And I mean, he had a lot of help, and that's like a criticism for some people. And so, but he needed that help, man, because there's so much effects work in this. He couldn't do that with just his usual team of a few people. I think there was like at least a dozen people working on the effects in this movie.
Well, we've seen what happened when it was just him and his buddy Tasso doing it on Dawn of the Dead. They didn't get to pay enough attention to it, and they ended up looking kind of bluish, and you know what I mean? Which he ended up looking at later and being pissed. Like, he's still pissed off about that to this day. He hates it.
What's up, Drake? Yeah, your son in here.
But yeah, man, one other thing about this film, man, that I have to state is the work of Sherman Sherman Howard. To me, his work as Bub is on par with Boris Karloff in the fact that they don't have to say anything, to where you convey exactly how. Now that's the hardest acting you can do, is to convey everything with your face and your body without saying a word. And I think his shit is on par with Boris Karloff. You know, when Karloff looks up, it's like, why me?
Yeah, just the mannerisms, the facial expressions, the mannerisms, and the movement.
That's real acting.
Yeah, it really is, and he's one of the most iconic zombies in zombie history, in movie history, and any form of the media. Bub is one of them. As much as I'm not a Return of the Living Dead fan, the Tar zombie is another one. That's another real famous zombie. But you ready? Let's get this one going.
Yeah, because Tarman and Wormface from Zombie, they aren't in it, but a couple.
Yeah, Wormface too.
Minutes. You know, there are a couple of minutes, but Bub, you know, from the get-go, you like him.
Yeah.
Now Flyboy, you get to see him all through the film as a person first, and then turn into a zombie. So you're gonna have, you're gonna like him.
Yeah, I love every character in this. Anyone in the chat, it's on. This movie's everywhere. I mean, it might even be on YouTube, but I put the Look movie link and pin that. It is on YouTube, right? I figured. So it's on YouTube, it's on Tubi, it's on Shudder, it's that's what I'm watching it on. It's on everything. So, all right, guys, we'll do a 3, 2, 1, go, and get Day of the Dead going after night and dawn has passed. So 3, 2, 1, go.
You know, turn it down a little bit. You probably wouldn't get in trouble for this music, but there's no reason to take a chance here.
Yeah, but I know what you mean though. I've used so many clips from this movie over the years and different, in the kills compilation stuff and video for it and like the scene by my favorite horror endings. They don't care about night or day. Dawn is what they care about.
Really?
I've gotten claims, not strikes, but like claims and
Goblin.
demonetized for clips from Dawn.
Goblin.
Yeah,
That's
not
why.
even without the music, even without any music in it. They just don't. I don't know. There's something about the scenes there, or the rights or whatever. That's something they just don't like clips for Dawn being circulated. I still have some in my George Romero documentary on the original trilogy that I did like a year ago, but I had to cut like one part out. Then I said I'm not. Then there was one part I had to that they said to cut out to monetize it. And I said I'm not cutting it out because it's right where my cover of the gong kicked in, and it worked perfectly. And I said fuck this, I'm not fucking cutting anything out. Let it stay monetized.
I turned my monetization off about 6 months ago. I just I didn't feel that I could create the way that I want to create with that on, man.
Yeah,
they were up my ass. Just like
that's why you can turn off mid that's why I don't have any mid video ads. It's only if you get an ad, it's right at the beginning, skippable, and that's it. So you could shut that off the mid roll. But it's nothing. It's shit. You get nothing. You get like pennies on the like pennies sometimes for like a video and certain videos, unless something really takes off.
I'm sure
for our channel size. Yeah, for our channel size.
Did you get your money back from the super chats and stuff? You had to have, or you should have. Should have got your money back for all those super chats. Thank you, by the way, for donating that. But I just shut the monetization off, and everybody should have got their money back. So
if you turn monetization off, it's not. I don't think that refunds anything in the past before monetization. I could be wrong, but I don't think does it. I don't think it does. That means if you were monetized for a year and it collected a bunch of money through super chats and memberships and stuff like that, and you turn monetization off after that, then it's not refunding all that back for a year. It doesn't work that way.
Well,
memberships, like if someone's a member or something like that, and you turn monetization off, it would probably refund for that month.
Well, he should get a hold of them because I haven't seen it. They haven't paid me a dime. So
if you haven't seen anything on your end, then definitely look into it. Then I thought that you saw it and stuff, and now you cancel monetization, it's not going to give it back. But if you didn't get anything, then then definitely look into it. But it's so nothing. It's so like little on the dollar. That's why I never mention super chats that you can send money in during streams. I never even mention it. Never mention memberships. Never mention fucking anything like that.
Yeah.
It's just not why we do. It's not why we do this. I mean, it's nice if people want to support and they want to throw in the super chat and stuff. You can't stop people from doing that.
Lori Cargill, man.
I was just gonna say her name too. That's funny. And you put the same. We both use the music with the post on Instagram too. I thought that was funny too. And right when I read your comment, I literally just had that thought in my head a split second before I read your comment. I was thinking, oh, we both use the same thing, and I read your comment right as I was finishing the thought. Yeah, John Harrison he's a great composer, and didn't he also go on to? Didn't he direct Tales from the Dark Side, the movie? Because he did the score for Creepshow 1 and 2, if I recall right, unless I'm confusing with someone else, but I think it's him.
He was doing all of Romero's there for a while, except for Dawn, of course. He's in Dawn, so he's one of the zombies.
Yep, but that's right. Yeah,
music.
It was John Harrison, the score for Creepshow and Creepshow 2, and I'm pretty sure he did. Like I said,
zombie, I think.
Yeah, he directed Tales from the Dark Side in the movie, and also Book of Blood from 2009. You ever see that? I never saw that film, Book of Blood from 2009. Doug Bradley's in it.
Dr. Tongue. Yeah, I got a Dr. Tongue figure back there and a Bub figure.
Nice. Yeah, you showed me your Bub figure. I'm pretty sure. I love, like, even though they still have the grayish like to them a bit. It's not. It's better looking for me than Dawn, and you
Yeah,
don't see them as much. Like you don't notice the gray and blue as much.
yeah. You
And
notice
then
the
yeah,
crocodile's jaws are clamped shut. That's
yeah.
great.
But this whole opening is great with the score, and then they're flying in the helicopter on their way here, and then just the streets overrun with zombies because we find out later from Frankenstein, Doctor Frankenstein, that
Yeah,
the ratio is like it's 400,000 zombies to one human being.
something like that. Yeah,
Which is
yeah,
that's exactly yeah, that's exactly 400,000 to one, which is crazy if you think about that. For every
yeah.
one person, for like you there sitting there in your chair, there's 400,000 zombies out there. For me sitting here, there's another 400,000. For everyone in chat, there's another
That's almost a
400,000.
million. That's almost a
Yeah,
million to two.
and that's just 8 people all together here. So I mean, imagine I can't. And
That's
that's
that
what
that's
yeah.
almost 4 million to 8 people.
Yeah, yeah, that's crazy. And that's why I really love this film. One, because it's the darkest and bleakest out of the three by far. I
Yeah.
mean, Night has benefits from being in black and white, so
Oh
it
yeah.
has a real eerie atmosphere and that realistic documentary feel almost, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like this film is just like the subject matter and the tone of it's the darkest by far for me in the franchise. Dawn is the goofiest and like most lighthearted by far.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. The atmosphere
Not that that's a bad thing, also, by the way.
is Night of the Living Dead. The social commentary, how it stepped up
Mhm.
forward a notch and had them all, and the consumerism that's
Yeah,
Dawn.
the
And then
consumerism metaphors, that's great.
this shows some of the worst of that humanity has left and how
Yep.
vulgar they are and all that kind of stuff. But in my opinion, it has aged the best out of all of them. Maybe the best of any zombie film.
Yeah, I would agree with that 100%. And yeah, the commentary, social commentary is obviously we know a big part of George Romero's whole career. All his movies are filled with social commentary, and it's not that I don't care about social commentary in most movies. It's
Yeah,
just like if it's done well, good, and I appreciate it. Or if it maybe revolves around something that's personal to me or dear to me, like that, then I'll appreciate it a little more. But for the
right.
most part, I don't pay too much attention to it, even though I know it's there. But the only real exceptions are what I just said and Romero movies. Like I love his social commentary in all of his films, from Night with the class and racism and all that back in the '60s. Then you have in Dawn, like you said, consumerism and just that we're all mindless zombies, and then we're still on instinct. We're so brainwashed, and that was back in the '70s that they were so brainwashed by consumerism, and we need all this shit that we've been
Malls,
told.
malls
Yeah,
were
and
new, so he wanted
yeah.
to
Oh,
exploit
that too.
them.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I'm so glad that he chose that setting for Dawn because it led to the Dead Rising games. You ever play
Yeah.
the video games Dead Rising?
No, I've seen them, but I haven't personally played.
Those are
Um,
fun, man. If you ever get a chance to play like the first one, it's basically Dawn of the Dead, the game. Like you play a guy and you're in a mall and you go and there's a zombie outbreak and you get to pick up any weapons around and you're just destroying
right.
zombies left and right in a mall. So it's a great homage to Dawn of the Dead.
Pretty cool.
They made
And
4 of
then
those games.
cool. But then you got, the whole thing with Dwayne Jones and how he was so worried about being the only black guy in it and when he slaps Barbara and all that. Um,
And he was the
it,
best cast.
what's weird is on their way to take the film to try to sell it off to a distributor when they were on their way to New York City is when they heard about Martin Luther King being killed. So isn't that a weird coincidence?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's fun. I always love those happy accidents and those things that just like we were saying the other day when the stars just like align and like the planets just align together and everything just works. All right, Jake. Have a good night, man.
Hey, take it easy.
I like the Sleep Sweet. Is that a Hell House LLC reference? Because he uses
Yeah.
that in the first movie. I love that. Sleep Sweet. Thanks for stopping
No,
by, brother.
talk to you later, son. Love you.
Day of the Dead 2 Contagion was stupid, but I liked it. I hated that. The remakes to this. When I had Jeffrey Reddick on, the Final Destination creator, he did the 2007 remake of Day of the Dead, the first remake, and even he said that he's like, sorry for that. He said, I like, originally it was supposed to be a much more straightforward remake, and it had a lot more, the scientists, and there was a bunker, and it was following the story of Day, and then for some reason it fell into like development hell for a bit, and it ended up turning into its own thing. But he said he wished he can go back and call it something else, and like if it was not Day of the Dead and it was just its own zombie thing, which there is a little bit of enjoyable stuff. I haven't watched it since it came out, but I remember like liking a thing or two here and there for the Day remake, but nothing much. And the sequel to it sucked.
I never seen the sequel to it.
Yeah, no, you don't want to. I mean, Russell enjoys it a bit, but it's not great.
Yeah, I knew that was just the fact that I know my son. I knew that was a Hell House LLC. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. As soon as I read it, I said that's definitely Hell House.
I didn't think about it until you said that, and I said, "Yep, it must be. It has to."
Yeah.
I've seen it, but it's been years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah. So he's one character, and it says that a few times. And then in the second movie, actually, you hear the voice of that character from the first film in the scene too.
Yeah, that's got some good, fucking genuine, scary scenes in it. That first one does, man. But that clown.
I love those movies, and it was a pleasure having the director and creator and writer Cognetti, Stephen Cognetti, on.
That's cool.
Last year, it was right before. It was like maybe 3 months before the last movie came out, the fifth and final one, Lineage, which got a lot of shit, unfortunately, from a lot of people because it's not great. I got a screener for it like a month before it came out. And I even had some douchebag comment on it and say, like, seems like everyone like giving it that's not saying this movie sucked are people that saw it early or had Cognetti on or are friendly with him and stuff. I said, I've had people on that I've said right to them, I don't like this movie by you. I never cared for that at all. It has nothing to do with that. It's just not as terrible as people were making out to be. Like, there were definitely things I enjoyed in it. And a lot of people were surprised for some reason that this new one, Lineage, and it's the last one supposedly, wasn't found footage. It was a straight, film. So it deviated from the found footage format, the fifth film, into a found footage franchise, which I could see that, surprising people who don't keep up with like horror news and stuff like that. But since I knew that well ahead of time, and they'd said it many times for like a year before this movie came out, I wanted to see something new from Cognetti. I wanted to see non-found footage. And he did another film that came out, nothing to do with Hell House, 8254 Forest Road, earlier this year, which I checked out after I saw Lineage. And very good job with that movie. I like that much better than Lineage. But it's good to see him do actual films. You saw that, 825?
No, I seen the first two, okay. But I haven't seen the last 2 or 3.
Oh, the first 2 Hell Houses. Okay, yeah. I like 2 actually more than the original. I enjoy it more. I don't think it's a better film by any means, but I enjoy it a lot more.
It isn't 2 the one with the ending where the guy comes out there, the older guy comes out and he starts telling,
yep, we are the snake.
That's one thing I don't like about it. That's one thing.
I like that. I like that scene. And that's one thing. Keep recording, right?
Yeah. When he's sitting there at the table and she comes in or something, and he's being all cocky and obnoxious about, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I like that. He says, I think he says, he mentions Legion. He says, we are Legion. We are servants of the snake. And it's cool. Yeah. I like some of the dialogue there. There's some cheesy stuff.
Yeah. I'm petty and picky about shit like that, though. I will find like that's what turned me off of Terrifier 2 was the fact that they went into tropes. It wasn't like so much
like the fantasy stuff, right?
Well, yeah, the fact that she was swinging the Thor sword around, and then the thing that got to me more than anything was when her brother says, "Only you can stop him." I said,
Yeah, like those
Oh,
little cliche words and dialogue and stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Honestly, 2 is probably my least favorite. Now that I look back, like, and it's been a year almost, or right around since we got Terrifier 3. I
Three's
really love.
good.
Yeah, 3
That,
is great. I really like 3, but I
when she
think
got back up and she's rotting and she comes out of there and shit, it's like,
yeah.
whoa.
Oh, yeah, and that scene
And he
when
raises
she's like with the glass and she's fucking herself, scraping herself with the glass. There's fucked up shit in that movie, like every other one. But 2, I love all 3 of them. But I think they have their strengths and weaknesses. But looking back now, with a year past 3 and like seeing the other ones multiple times, 2 is my least favorite.
The best part about two was the little girl. She even scared her. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That,
yeah, oh yeah.
she,
That was one of the best parts. The little creepy girl.
yeah, to me that was the best part. The
Yep.
best part of it, man. I seen her and I said, "Holy shit, awesome!"
Yeah, no, I like that. She
I
very
wonder why
creepy
they didn't have
character.
her in the third one. But the only thing I could figure is she was right at that age where you grow fast and you mature quick.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
that's why they didn't use that character for the third one because she would have gotten a lot bigger and a lot more mature looking really fast.
Yeah,
That's what
no,
that.
for sure. That's like with Amy from Megan, who played Megan. I was worried about that, and a lot of them were that she wouldn't come back for 2.0. But that's easier because it's an AI robot. So then, just like that's what they did with 2.0. They just said, "I want a bigger body and better and faster," and then that's what they did to explain her age, and her
Smart,
age difference
smart,
and how she grew. Yeah, I
smart.
figured that's what they would do, and it was the smartest way to do it. But with
I
that,
haven't seen.
in the other case, it's a lot harder. Yeah, you don't have that way out.
I've never seen either one of those Megan movies. I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, no, I remember you talking.
What's that one? The little vampire little girl. I can't. Abigail. I haven't seen that
Abigail.
one.
That one's
I'm
it's
not.
fun. It's fun for one watch, but I didn't care for it much. Dan Stevens especially was super underutilized and was just working with the bare minimum they were giving him, like the story and writing was.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a great line, Russ. I want results, Frankenstein.
yeah, yeah.
Every
Drugs
time
just
I get
close
stoned,
to
I
that.
become a zombie. He says every time I get stoned, I become a zombie. See, I mean, I've been on and off mostly on pot smoker my entire life, mostly since I'm a preteen, and
Yeah.
it doesn't get me like zombified. And if anything, it stimulates me more and enhances music and creativity and stuff like that. But it also helps immensely with depression and anxiety. I had a medical card for like 10 plus years, like
Man,
since that was the thing in New York. Then it became recreational. I've never been a
what's
drinker. A drinker's just never been my thing.
what's your top five? You don't have to tell them you don't have to tell them in any order. What's your five favorite zombie
5 favorite zombie movies would be this film, Dead Alive, Zombie by Fulci, obviously. Um, I mean, if we got to include, like, if you consider the zombies in City and Beyond zombies, then those would take the other 2 spots up, like right there. Really, honestly, like
I
Zombie would
don't.
have those 3. I don't consider them though. That's why I asked you. I don't,
Yeah,
because they're supernatural. They
yeah,
disappear. They
yeah.
teleport. They don't eat people. They squeeze their brains out and shit. So I don't consider those zombies. But Zombie from Fulci absolutely would be a top 3, top
Oh,
5,
definitely.
top 3, honestly. And let's see, for the 2 others, there's a lot of movies, zombie movies to choose from.
Mm,
I mean, Train to Busan, I think is excellent, but that wouldn't be a top 5 for me. But it is a very, very good zombie movie and a more modern one. Um, Reanimator, yeah, Reanimator. That's a zombie film. Technically, it's not like you're. Nah, I mean, you could argue it. It's it's
yeah, yeah.
it's it's the reanimated dead. So I mean, that is a zombie in a way. So I mean, that would be up there for sure in the top
Okay.
5. Um, I don't know. I got to think about a few others.
Um, I would have. I would put this trilogy in one spot because I do like.
Uh,
Um, that'd be one. You got Zombie from Fulci. That's probably my favorite these days. You got Living Dead at Manchester Morgue,
Oh, that's
Burial
a good
Ground.
one. That's a good one. Both of those are good ones. Yes.
And I don't know what my fifth spot would be.
Yeah, I know it's hard, right? For the fifth, Hell of the Living Dead is fun, Bruno Mattei, but like that's not a great one that I would put in my top five. But that's a fun one.
Yeah,
And
I see. Like I'm putting this trilogy together. I know, but to me, all together is where they belong. All three of them.
yeah, I mean, honestly, Night might be the other one. Night would have to be in the five too. So it might
That's
be
my favorite of the trilogy. It has
yeah,
been
I
the
know
last
it is.
few years.
Yeah.
Not good.
So it grew on you over Dawn, like it grew for me over Dawn too, basically. I mean, I always loved Day the most, but I used to put it Day, Dawn, Night when I was younger. And then over the last few
Yeah,
decades, it switched at the bottom there, and now it's Dawn, Night, and Day at the top.
I think that's the way it is for everybody. As you get older, I think night you begin to appreciate what night is a lot more as you get older.
Yeah,
And
and how important it was, and just how essential it was, and changed everything in horror. And the zombie, it created the zombie genre the way we know it today. Before Romero, there was just zombies from voodoo and science gone wrong, and failed experiments or toxic spills and like radiation type stuff like that. That was it. There was no raising from the ground, from the, and eating people, and then they turn into zombies and shoot them in the head, and like the rules established. That's all Romero,
right. Oh man, yeah.
which is wild.
Him and John Russo, yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, of course. You can't forget Russo either. Him and Russo.
Which is the one that had the original idea for Return of the Living Dead. He got the Living Dead name.
Yep.
And then he was one able to use Living Dead, and then Romero got something, I don't remember what he got out of it too,
Of the Dead or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, that to split the name or so, or like something to do with it. And what sucks the most about Night is that they didn't get any. They got fucked completely out of everything for that movie. They didn't make consent, and it went right into the public domain.
Considering, Romero died poor considering out of all of his legacy and how iconic he is, and how iconic a lot of his films are, even all the way to things like Martin.
Yep, Martin's a great underrated Romero movie.
I mean, it was at a point where this film here, he had to alter it because this was going to be the one with the town full of the dead and everything. And he had like a several $1 million production he wanted to do with Day of the Dead.
It was $7 million. It was double the budget for this, which was three and a half. I'm pretty sure.
But they wouldn't do that because he wouldn't cut it enough of the gore to put it to keep it at just the R rating.
Yeah,
because this wasn't rated R. This was X at the time. It's back when X was still a thing. Before now they call it unrated.
And NC-17. I knew it as when I was growing up. There was still X-rated when I was growing up and like my younger years and teenage years. There was still some X-rated movies, but it was mostly N-17 is what it was. You call it everywhere. And Drake said before he left, yes, it is a Hell House reference. You're the first to call that out. Nice job. Just had to say that real quick. I'm sure he left by now, but thanks, Drake. Yeah,
they knew
that always sticks out to me.
They knew they weren't going to make if it was X instead of R, that they weren't going to make back the money on their investment if they gave them the $7 million, and they were right. It made like $5 in the United States and Canada combined, which is crazy, ridiculously low.
Oh yeah. Hey Rocky, how you doing, honey? Russell says Land of the Dead was filmed in Toronto. Yeah, I haven't watched Land and Survival of the Dead in so long. I don't remember Survival at all. I just remember not liking it at all.
Yeah, Survival's my least favorite.
Land I thought was pretty good, and because he took a lot of the, like you were just talking about, the extended story and like the grand scope of what he wanted for this film for Day, and he was able to implement a lot of those ideas into Land. So we kind of got a lot of his not discarded, but like he had to discard them ideas for this film in Land. And I remember liking it. I just don't remember. I couldn't tell you specific scenes out of it or anything like that. I've been wanting to rewatch them for a while. Diary, though, I have watched
I love Diary.
more recent. I love it too. I don't know what people's
A
problem
lot of
is with
people,
that.
yeah, a lot of
The
people
found
just don't.
the found footage. I mean, that's the biggest issue. I'm sure some people have with it. If they're not fans of found
He
footage.
had to, you know what I mean? He had to. The
Oh
boom
yeah,
had already happened with
yeah.
it,
And you knew
he,
Roman, and he's the type to go after like, if he
well, he
knows he can
built
do
it.
something well in a popular format, he'll go for
Yeah.
it. And he always did.
Well, I heard him talking in an interview, and the way he thought about it was that he felt that the found footage thing would serve the zombie thing really well. That he could do something really good with the zombie thing with found footage because
Yeah.
it's a documentary type thing, and he loves that documentary feel anyway.
Yep. Exactly. And like
So,
we said, like a lot of his films feel like documentaries, especially Night has a documentary realistic feel.
he's
Um,
very
a
distinguished,
few
man.
of his films have that feel,
Yeah.
that grittiness to it. I mean, Martin, I would
Martin.
say too. You brought up, yeah, same right at the same time too. We're on a roll tonight, man. Our brains are fucking real synced up, like extra than normal tonight. That's the third time. Yeah, Martin, I
Well,
would say is a
we've
very
done two or three things together. We've done two or three things together here real quick in the last week or so. And
yeah, I know, right?
by the time we started Exorcist, it was really clicking, and still is.
Yeah, I know, right? That's what I miss, man. That's why it's good to have you back around. And,
No,
doing this a lot
definitely
more.
appreciate it, man. Shit, we've
Uh,
done Alien, The Exorcist, and Day of the Dead. I mean, that's
yeah,
three of my top 20 at least. Well,
yep,
probably close to the top 10. Alien may be a little outside my top 10, but it's still in my
yeah,
top 20.
yeah. That would be outside. I think I put Alien on my top 40 movies list, even though I'm not that high in it, just because of how great it is. I'm not
Yeah.
sure if I did. I can't remember honestly, but The Exorcist is absolutely. We talked about that,
Oh,
and
yeah.
Day of the Dead is for sure. Then we have Tomorrow, From Beyond with Matt, and that's not in my top 40, but it's a favorite Empire / band production, and Brian using the film, produced
I
film.
call that late. I call into From Beyond late because I liked the first two Reanimator films a lot. Beyond's okay too, but I like the first two especially. To me, they're on par with each other. One's just as good as
Yeah,
the
I
other.
agree.
Right, and so it's weird that I hadn't seen that yet, especially considering the amount of films of his that I had seen. But I caught it finally only about 5 years ago, and
Okay.
I ended up liking it a lot.
Yeah, Rocky loves Fulci Zombie.
Oh
Drake
yeah,
said Night of the Living Dead 5, City of the Living Dead 4, Return of the Living Dead for 3, Zombie for 2, and Dawn of the Dead number 1. Nice.
yeah. This first time that I've seen Rocky was over here on your channel.
Yeah,
So,
she found me on TikTok and then came over to the channel.
I've never done TikTok ever. I got a Patreon briefly too. I mean, I still have a Patreon.
I
It's
still
just
have one. I just never touched it since I created it that day.
me neither. And the whole reason that I started it was if YouTube, it's when I was still monetized, and
Yeah.
if you're monetized, you stand a lot bigger chance of them to fuck with you than if you're not.
Yeah.
I figured if they start fucking with me and trying to take down my videos or whatever, I would just move them over to Patreon, and that would allow people to be able to go over there and see whatever they was missing. You know what I mean?
I've had the same ideas with like if it ever came to that, like and stuff, I would just start a website. I already have a website that I made to tab out the catalog for a favorite band of mine. I've had that site up and running for 6-7 years, and so I'll just make a site, post my videos to there. And if the people who follow a lot consistently and they want to go over and still follow on the site, that's my contingency plan if shit ever hits the fan for YouTube. You know what I mean?
That's why I don't delete my videos anymore. You know, when I put them up, I've been keeping them back lately. I mean, there'd be 400 some of them that would be gone forever, but the last few, plus my work's been the best it ever has the last few anyway. So
no, it has been. I can't, and it keeps getting better. And we keep saying we can't wait for that Fulci doc. You said before you said you didn't want to put it full time on it, but you said before the end of the year.
Definitely. Probably before Christmas, somewhere between Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Be a cool Christmas present.
I'm Yeah, I've only worked on it once or twice in the last week or so because I don't want to work on it when I'm not feeling it. I want it to be I want every bit of it to be as good as that 4 minute clip that I showed you guys, which 20, 25 minutes of it that I had at the time done is. But I created a good intro for it this morning. I probably got about another 10 minutes. And when you're making something like that, 10 minutes could take you fucking 24 hours,
Yeah,
because you got to do so much editing and everything. Because I insist on the editing being perfect on it.
yeah,
Who
I
I'm
know.
going to, I had different choices of what I'm going to do after this. It was either going to be uh, best horror, the horror films of 1980,
Mm.
exploitation horror, or George Romero. I think I'm leaning toward Romero. I think I'm going to commentate and talk about some Romero films on there.
Nice. Yeah, that makes me have to like. I'm not getting. I still said I'm gonna not do. I'm gonna do Lynch as the next director dive documentary, which I've been taking my sweet ass time with since that George Romero one, just because it's a monumental task to do Lynch and stuff like that. But that
Wow.
Romero doc I did was just a part one of like a 3 part that it's supposed to be and will be eventually, because I just talked about him briefly like as a director and then dove into his Dead trilogy, the original Dead trilogy. Then part two will be all his non-Dead films, and part three is going to be his second Dead trilogy. So
Hey,
that's in
Paul.
the not too near future, but sometime next year for sure. In the new year, I'll start working on that.
Hey, hey, Paula. What's up, Paula?
Yeah, Drake, I hated it for years. I resisted it for years. I thought it was all just like lip syncing to songs by stupid people and, and other shit like that. But honestly, like, seriously, I've grown faster on TikTok in the last 7 months than in the channel in the last 3 years. Like it and the engagement is insane compared to in every way. The likes, the followers per video, the views, everything, the comments and people engaging and leaving comments and discussing, all of that is better.
Yeah. I didn't know he was keeping all my videos like that. That's awesome, man. I didn't
Yeah,
know
I know. I
that.
saw that comment. I was going to highlight it. Yeah, that's great of you.
Wow.
Great son, man. You got the
Oh, both of them are,
guy
man.
backing you up. Yeah, I know. I know. I mean, imagine, man. I mean, you're a great guy. You raised your kids the same way as you. Why
I
wouldn't you?
haven't done a shitload of great things. I've had my time where I've been, this or that or whatever. But I have been a good dad. You know.
Same.
So
That's what I always say too. I mean, we all have our things in our past and stuff, but my daughter's the greatest thing I ever did. It's the greatest thing I
that's
ever made.
important.
Came from me. And that's it. Like that's all
That's
that
important.
matters. Yeah.
That is the most important thing.
Oh yeah. Family, health. That's the two most important things in life. Anything else fucking don't matter.
Yeah, that's why I'm busting my ass for all this for what I mean. And I'm not no, I'd be disappointed if it didn't get at least triple did this documentary didn't get at least
Yeah.
triple digit in views. But
Yeah.
I'm still going right and start hitting the Romero one. It wouldn't matter. I would still be proud as fuck of it
Yeah.
because who knows? It may get 50 or it may get a couple thousand. It's somewhere in between there. Who knows?
That's the thing. It's a lottery every single time. But like
Yeah.
if I looked at like my views for the last few videos, like not streams, but videos, which I have been
Yeah.
slacking with on the channel because of the watch alongs. But
Yeah.
like the views on that, my views average from like 50, 75 to several hundred videos. But my
Yeah.
watch hours are always great because of all you people in the chat that watch and shit. That my hours are the best numbers always for me. Overviews. It's my hours are always that's what sustains the channel during like slump periods when there's the views aren't good for some reason. But the last few ones, Dust from Dawn is at 46 views, which is low as shit. The one before that, though, it's in the Ghost Land, it got 350. Weapons got 168. The Conjuring Last Rites got 86. Dog Day Afternoon, which isn't even horror, that one got
Oh,
300.
great
Yeah,
movie.
love that movie. That's such a great one. That got
That's
300
really
views. The Sweet Revenge Friday short got 204, and King Kong a month ago got 142. So not bad. Like that's like pretty much a little above average for some of them. But then you have some of them that just take off, like Irreversible by Gaspar Noé. I did that like last year, and it's at 3.6 thousand or something like that. Then
Because
on
exploitation.
yeah,
It's
yeah. A lot of
exploitation.
those disturbing movies, man. All the disturbing, controversial films do well.
Yeah,
It's in the Ghostland that I just said at
that's a rough one
350.
too.
That's another one. That's another fucked up one. That like it goes either way with those disturbing films. Either they don't do that well or they do very well, and most of the time they do pretty well for just
Well,
for
look,
how
the I Spit
disturbing.
on Your Grave is the one that has 155,000 of mine.
Which one?
I Spit on Your Grave, the
Oh,
remake
that's right.
version
Yeah,
of the
yeah, yeah.
original,
That's right. Yep.
155,000. And the first video that I ever got over 1,000 on, views wise, got up to like 4 or 5,000. And I do
Yeah.
believe it was a watch along for the remake of I Spit on Your Grave.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. So yeah, it's always those controversial movies. I mean, the highest that I had on the channel before the I did that Curb Your Enthusiasm compilation that still doesn't stop going, and I know that's what fucks with my numbers a lot, just because that one carries a decent amount. It keeps going. It's at like 90,000 views. It's almost 100,000. But
horror,
below
you know what I
that,
mean?
it's yeah, I know. It's always turns out that way, right? It's always the most popular video view wise is not anything close to the norm on the channel. And it was the same on TikTok for a bit. I put up like my favorite Mitch Hedberg stand-up jokes. That went to 40,000. But now, thankfully, that hair extensions, I took my video on that I did like last year, the Japanese movie X Day, and I edited it down to like maybe a 7-minute edit, and it's still going. It's at like 115,000 views, which is crazy. So at least it's a horror thing though. That's the highest on TikTok.
Yeah, but that's probably why some of your horror isn't doing as well, because when you do something that's not horror, it confuses the algorithm.
100%. Yep, I know that, and that's why I stopped doing shorts actually too a while back. That's why I saved that all for TikTok now. And same for like music covers and stuff. You notice I haven't posted any of that in a long while because of that exact reason. Yeah, like that exact reason you said. Is that just it confuses the algorithm and throws it off for a bit. And then when you start posting, the same type of niche again for a few videos, then it starts pushing you back into the same spot in the algorithm.
Yeah, it does. It fucks with it because it's too algorithm set toward the algorithm that it's expecting you to do one thing. So when you do something else, unless you keep doing that something else, and if you keep doing that something else, it'll completely train itself to that and forget about what you was doing. Even 3,000 of the others, it doesn't matter.
Yep. And even more so if that outside the box or outside your norm video you do happens to do very well, then it's basing your numbers and engagement off of that, and that's kind of what that video fucked me for a bit last year for a few months with numbers. But like the difference between what I just read with the last month on YouTube videos, the last week on TikTok, 119 views, 518 views, 241 views, 1,383 views, 236, 346, 219, 672, 634, and like 459 and 948. You can't beat it. Like there's no comparison between YouTube and TikTok. And like the likes, the comments, and all of that, and followers on almost every single video. Which you'd be lucky to get like a subscriber or two on a YouTube video sometimes, it's so different.
Mine have been screwed up the last couple of weeks. Ever since I did the Ace Frehley tribute thing, it got 2,000 or 3,000 views. And since then, all my horror has been low.
Exactly. That's exactly what you're saying, and you're right. That's what happens.
Like the tribute videos, the little tribute videos that I do, they're like collages with music. I did that PJ Souls one, and it's got like 114,000 views. And after that, it took me a month to get any of my other kind of videos to do anything. And if I did a tribute, it had 2, 3, 6, 700. But anything else after that 115,000 a PJ, it was just Like the one right after I did a regular horror video after the 115,000. I got the 115,000 and 100 subscribers in one night.
Yeah,
And
it's
next
like a
day I did a
crazy
horror video.
lottery every time you post, you know?
My next horror video was I got like 50 views. The next one I
Yeah,
was like, what
yeah,
the
I know.
fuck,
It's
man?
so
I was
crazy
like,
how they don't like
I thought I had
I
something going.
I was disappointed with the Dusk from Dusk Till Dawn one
Yeah,
because
that's
that one
crazy.
was just, you know,
That's the part of the
45
movie.
views or something, and like I said, the one before that was 350 something. It's such a gamble, and that's why I don't even really care about numbers anymore. And haven't forever really. I check them. I still like love numbers, and as a math person, I like analyzing shit. But
Right.
besides that, it's like whatever, whatever it does, it does.
Yeah, it's not the be all end all to me. Although it is cool when you see a couple thousand views on it. I mean, you know, I won't lie, that
Oh
is
yeah,
cool.
of course, yeah.
But
Just
that's
to
not
get that
what
recognition and know that some people are enjoying the shit that you're spending a lot of time working on.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
and
what's
the
funny
fun.
is when you spend weeks making is always usually the lowest amount of views, and ones that takes you a half hour, you get the
Yep,
most on. You
exactly.
know,
It's always the least amount of the less effort ones that get more views than the ones you fucking put your whole sweat and tears and everything, like a big
yeah.
project type thing. It's so fucked up how that works. But dude,
From Dusk Till Dawn should have been a bigger one, man. From Dusk Till Dawn, that tells you the
yeah,
algorithm didn't work for it because that's a
exactly.
popular movie. That's
And
a
then
popular movie.
you look on TikTok where I posted a brief edit just announcing the videos on the channel. It has 462 views and I gained 4 followers with 31 likes. Just
That's
for
popular.
posting like a 2-minute edit of the beginning of that video and saying it's up on the YouTube channel. That's how different it is on TikTok with the engagement. Like
Well, I'll tell you
it's
this:
sick.
it's never popped up on my screen.
Yeah.
I didn't even know you'd done it. So that right there
Yeah,
tells you
yeah,
something.
exactly. And you know why? It
I'm
got
a subscriber.
demonetized. I know. It got demonetized because of a clip. And as soon as that happened, it stopped dead in its tracks.
Yeah.
Like because it didn't catch it during the checks, but then it caught it 6-7 hours later. And right after that, it was right around like 38, 40 views. Right after I got the thing, it's demonetized, stopped right then and there. And it's got maybe like 3 or 4 or 5 views since.
I'm a subscriber with all of the notifications, with the notifications all the way up, and I never
Mine
even
are
knew
always
you
up
did it.
too. Yeah.
I never even knew you did it. So that right there says a lot.
Yep.
I had no idea.
All the AI channels and shit are really fucking up YouTube for especially smaller channels like us that are trying to, grow and stuff like that. But even the bigger channels are getting fucked. Like I've seen in Reddit.
They changed the shit a couple of months ago, and since then, you got to go and change some of your settings. You got to alter some shit now because they added a bunch of.
I did some of that too. I know exactly what you're talking about. They do these updates, and then there's things that they set to default, and you got to undefault it, or vice versa. They don't even bother to fucking tell you, and you can never speak to a human being. There's no human beings that work at YouTube.
Right.
You can never talk to somebody. The chat support in analytics. I think they are people, but all they're trained to do is to just give links, like with answers to common questions. Like they can't give advice or anything like that. They're not allowed to. So like it's such bullshit. It's so stupid.
Yes. Yes. I love this. Is one of my favorite parts of the film is when he's telling her about, we was getting into his shit too much. You know what I mean? He's talking about God. He was saying,
oh yeah,
because we were trying to figure his shit out. He ain't like that. We're not supposed to. We're not supposed to figure all this out. We're not supposed to be up in space. We're not. We're not. We're not supposed to fly on an airplane. If we were supposed to fly, we'd have wings.
I love Flyboy. He's such a great character. And he's the smartest one out of all of them. He's been saying since the very beginning of this film, let's go to an island and just get the fuck out of here and wait things out and see what happens. And that's exactly what they do at the end of the movie.
That's because he knows they're not holed up there with friends. You know what I mean? They're holed up there with enemies worse than the zombies. At least the zombies, it's not personal.
Exactly, right? And that's the biggest social commentary in this movie, and my favorite commentary and themes in the original Dead trilogy, as excellent as the other two are. Just the total and this does apply to all his Dead films, but the center focus of this one is the lack of communication between us as a species, and that if we just work together and try to work towards a common goal, maybe we can do something and get something done. But we don't do that. We try to fucking kill each other and try and fight against each other, argue and stuff. And that's what the whole movie is about here. Because I know there's a lot of people who don't like this film or never care for it as much as the other two because they think it's slow. And I see where they're coming from, because it's not as eventful until the last act as the other two films, but it builds so much atmosphere and tension, and I mean like real tension, like tension between these human beings, not even the zombies. Like, just you could cut the tension with a fucking knife during the scenes with the soldiers and the scientists.
It kind of went back to the beginning, to the enemies are in the same house thing as like Night of the Living Dead. It kind of went back to that, where, you know what I mean, the strange bedfellows, or whatever you want to call it. That's one thing. But the slowness, I love that build up. Of course, I grew up in a time where you had that build up tension. You had that tension until it explodes. I love that.
Yeah.
Anything you want extra time for to get is going to be more satisfactory always. The one thing that bothered me about this one was some of the vulgarity of the soldiers and shit. I found to be a little unnecessary. That's the only thing that really bothers me at all.
They make them almost caricatures in a way of making them over the top dickhead racists. Like, that's basically what they do. Is they purposely, Rickles especially, and Steele too. They purposely, and the same with Rhodes. I mean, I love Joe Pilato and I love Rhodes' character. I love his character so much, but I've heard many people criticize his performance in this, and he's supposed to be that way. That's supposed to be his character. It's 100% intended. He's supposed to be an over the top dick. And that's
Drake always laugh on the part, when Bub shoots him and he's bouncing, he's up against the wall and he's bouncing, going all this. Drake up, he always laughs his ass off.
Oh yeah, because it's so over the top. It's so over the top. It's so nuts. And then that whole segment when we get there, the whole soldiers getting killed, and when the zombies flood the compound, when Miguel is on the platform and he hits the button, they all lower down and they all start flooding in, and the music starts, and it's this whole suite. It's like 15 minutes, the John Harrison suite that goes on for like that whole sequence, the whole ending.
I love when Bub takes the gun and he clicks it back, and he clicks it and he goes, and he looks at him like, oh, that's what this does. I thought this was and the first person he points it right at Rhodes, and he's like, motherfucker. And later on, he gets to close that deal. Yeah. I'm going to shoot you. You're lucky there's no bullets in this motherfucker, because he obviously saw the gun quite a bit when he was alive. He was a soldier, is the idea they give you.
Yeah. Guess what, yo? Hours on StreamYard are reset. We're at 0. We got 20 hours for the next month. So we're all good going forward. I just checked because it's midnight. And past midnight. So I said, let me check. And like I was telling you before we went live, I said, let me see if to the end of the night. And now it's just past midnight and we're good. So I planned this shit perfectly all week. It's looking like Funny Games, because I put the poll up. I don't know if you were in the chat for the stream yesterday, but for the strangers, the first strangers, you were there for a bit. I'm not sure if you were there when someone mentioned Funny Games, and then I said the guy gave me a great idea, and I said that's going to be the poll for the matinee on Saturday, the first bonus day that I'm doing. Because I had to move some stuff around. I love Funny Games, the US version. And I said, let me pick a movie to go up against it, right? That from the 2000s, same period, but a film that's bad, the film that's no one would vote against Funny Games for, and it blew up in my face hardcore at first because I was scanning movies online from the 2000s and I saw House of Wax. And I said, "Oh, that movie's mostly terrible." I said, "Compared to Funny Games, especially compared to Funny Games." So I said, "That's like an in the bag one." I put it in, and like there was 10 votes only, and it was like 60-40 House of Wax to Funny Games. I said, "No, man." I said, "That's the whole plan." Now Funny Games is winning and has a decent lead over it with a lot more votes. But
people like that mainstream shit, man. That was mainstream. Like that was the same as if you'd have put Valentine or something up against it. The same thing would have started happening.
I know, but I thought House of Wax would be the one that's like, because it's not good. And a lot of people hate that movie. I don't hate it, but it's not good. And so I thought I was safe with that one. Like if it was one of those other films you mentioned, like the one you mentioned, and then some other ones that are more mainstream, that I could see 100%.
Here, let me. I never voted on that. Here, let me vote here. There we go. Now sticking its ass, and I'll give it a like so it goes out to more people.
Nice.
Make sure Funny Games wins, motherfucker.
Yeah, Funny Games US. I freaking love Funny Games.
There you go. Yeah. There we go. We got to make sure Funny Games wins that.
Yeah, it will. I figured it would be just like a quick, because when I announced the poll is when I saw House of Wax start winning and stuff. So now as time's going on and it's reaching more people and people are seeing it, then the level-headed ones are making things right. Making things right.
Yeah. I mean, this is important. This is an important statement. These two films against each other because there's no comparison. But people love that a lot of this mainstream shit, man. That's why there's so many screams. That's why I Know What You Did Last Summer's back. And nothing against those originals. I love the first Scream. It was very important to the slasher genre. I mean, it was paramount. It's very important.
Yeah. I mean, you know how I feel about it. I Know What You Did Last Summer. You're talking about Scream, or I Know What You Did Last Summer?
Well, Scream was the one that was so important to
I mean, back for me, it ruined it for like 10 years, but that's because you know how I feel about it. But it revitalized the slasher genre for sure, just not in a good way for me personally.
I respect that first one, but damn, do we still have to have these Scooby-Doo motherfuckers?
I know. That's basically what it is. It's a Scooby-Doo episode every movie. And the last one, there was fucking 3 of them, and it was ridiculous. And it always feels that way too. It's like, I almost got away with it too if it wasn't for you brat-nosed kids. But I Know What You Did Last Summer ones. I never I have nostalgia for the first movie, I always say, and there's some good parts and stuff in it, but I really don't care for it still. And then the sequels are terrible in my opinion for that. And then the Legacy sequel, the new one, was awful too. I mean, it was all right. It was just completely unnecessary. No, there's no reason to exist. But where they went with the like last act of that.
Yeah,
man, what the fuck were they thinking with that? That's when it went from this is bad to this is just a god awful waste of time. I
haven't seen I Know What You Did Last Summer since the very first one. That's the only one that I ever seen.
That's why I asked you which one you were talking about, because first, so I thought you said I Know What You Did Last Summer, and then when you said the first 3 ones and how important they were to horror, I was like, wait, where's my brother Keith? What's he talking about? The 3 I Know What You Did Last Summers were important to horror? What do you mean? And then that's why I asked. You said Scream. I said, okay, all right, that makes more sense.
There's something about Scream 4 that I like too. I think it's the fact that Emma Roberts plays the antagonist, plays the killer. I do like that about it, and I like Hayden Panettieri's character in it too. I like Hayden Panettieri's character in it. I like those 2 things. Emma Roberts makes a great psycho, man.
Emma Roberts does play a great psycho, and she is great in Scream 4. And honestly, Scream 4 would be the one that I would dislike the least and be able to throw on and somewhat get a little bit of enjoyment out of it. I actually think that one might be the best in the franchise. Besides the original, all the sequels, 4 I think might be the best. 6 I thought had really good ideas, but 6 had a ton of terrible stuff too.
After seeing those, man, I was ashamed of myself going, man, I just wish Cindy would come back.
Yeah,
it's like,
I know, right?
Yeah,
And
I usually look
she already survived 5 fucking massacres. That's another thing that pisses me off about that whole franchise is if you have like different slasher franchises and like we have, it's always the killer, and then you have a different group of victims. This bitch has been the same person survivor for 5-6 movies, and it's been different killers every single time, and that makes it even harder for me to
likes her, dude. Nobody likes her. Not even her cousin liked her.
Yeah, they all hate her. The cousin, her boyfriend's mother, rightfully so, but she was batshit insane too. All like friends of hers, everybody.
She was a good villain too, man. Laurie Metcalf plays a good nut. I mean, if you remember her character in Roseanne was a fucking nut too. You know, Jackie was nuts.
Yeah,
Jackie was crazy. Yeah, because I do believe hadn't Emma Roberts just got done making hadn't she just done Black Coat when she did Scream 4? So she was good and primed to be a nut. She runs her fucking head into the mirror and everything else. I was like, Jesus Christ. Talking about fucking crazy. She hated that, but she hated her cousin a lot. She even killed her mom.
Oh yeah. And like you said, she always plays a great fucking bad person and crazy person, Emma Roberts. She's really good at that.
The only one that outdid her
in those roles
was the one that played the younger version of her. She was even better.
Yeah, Kiernan Shipka is great.
Yes, Shipka. She was in Long Legs. I love that.
Yeah, she had that one creepy scene that she has. That's a great scene. That was one of the creepiest scenes in the movie, and it's all because of Kiernan Shipka and her performance.
She was channeling her performance from Black Coat. You could tell, just it's that look she gets on her face, that kind of grin, just sort of grin with the eyes. I was like, whoa.
I loved that. I really hope she goes on to do a lot more great projects in horror and otherwise, and I'm certain she will. Which is what Which is she should. I mean, she'll be getting a lot of offers. I think
the reason she didn't because there really wasn't another female role that was all that big in it, except for Chick's mom, maybe.
Yeah,
but
that's right.
There wasn't a spot for her to get a bigger role, so he found one little tiny one to put her in, and he definitely put her in it. Oz Perkins loves her; you can just tell.
Yep. Hopefully, we'll see her in a future Perkins movie too. Sonny, I always say I read Sonny Russell said House of Wax remake not good, but I liked it, or not bad, but I liked it.
Not the worst.
Now, if it was the original House of Wax, maybe the vote had been different. Yeah, that I could see. I mean, I haven't seen the original in forever too, but Vincent Price, right? I haven't seen.
That's the difference between the remake. You know what I mean? That's so different.
Yeah, exactly. It's such a different movie.
It's a slasher, basically.
Yeah, it's a completely different movie.
This Price is going.
This zombie looks like he's making love to the razor.
Oh yeah, he was
Bob when he's shaving. Yeah, they're trying to teach him, and I like that too. I love that whole idea in this film of trying to tame the zombies.
He literally. Oh man, that was one thing. He just inch by inch made his zombies a little more human.
Yeah,
and just like in this one, you get a couple different. There's the couple that's the zombie. When they take her. The husband and the other woman zombie look like she's breaking into a cry.
Yep.
And you got Bub almost crying when he sees Logan dead. He basically does cry.
Oh yeah, he does cry. He sure as much as a zombie can cry. But yeah, you visibly see that Bub is pissed. Then he straight up kills Rhodes and stuff just out of revenge for it. I mean, it's straight up revenge.
As soon as he sees Bub with that gun, he's like, "Oh shit!" Turns around to leave, and he shoots him. You bastard! It's fucking great. That's exactly what that fucker would say too. Yeah, choke on him, motherfucker.
That's exactly. It's so in character for him.
It is.
That's a cool effect though, when the guy just got his throat ripped out, chunk of his neck ripped out there. That looks cool.
You could tell that Greg Nicotero was one of the soldiers that died.
Yeah, that's right. He was
so he could help him make it more.
Wasn't Burger also a zombie or an extra in this? I
I'm not
think Howard
sure.
Burger of K and B was too.
I know Tasso was
I don't I
Tom
don't think
Savini's best
Robert.
buddy
Oh, okay,
because
yeah.
he was the one that got torn. He's the one that got his guts ripped out and shit. Also
The
in Dawn of the
intestines and Dawn, right? That's such a great kill.
Dead.
I
Yeah.
love that kill. Oh, this is great here with the when they have to the machete and they
Yeah.
cut his arm off.
She didn't
Cut
even
his arm off.
hesitate. Chop. He's
Yeah,
like,
no, not one bit. She didn't hesitate at all.
he just thinks he's in pain right now.
And I love how they did this. Your classic way of doing this, of amputating an arm, with his hole dug and his arm goes down there. But they had to do it twice, actually, because I forget the reason. I think it didn't look, Romero thought it didn't look realistic enough, and they ended up doing it again. But then the way she cauterizes it, too. I mean, this whole effects here in the scene are great.
Well, because the way they do those chops with that machete is he's got that part cut out like the like the machete head zombie from Dawn.
Yep, exactly.
He puts it in there and then he jerks it out, and then they just play it backwards, so it looks like he's doing this instead.
Exactly. Same what they do with what was it? The same in Friday 4 with Crispin Glover's kill with the meat cleaver or
Ted.
Where's the damn corkscrew? And then he gets smacked in. That was done. Yeah, that was done in reverse. It started on his face, and then they pulled it back and then played it in reverse, and that's why it looks so fucking like it whacks him so hard in the face because of the reverse.
Oh man, I fucking love him in that movie, man. That fucking dance he breaks into. You know what dance he does? Well, the song they played when they were making the movie was AC/DC's Back in Black. Can you imagine him fucking doing that dance to Back in Black?
Yeah.
He was.
I know. It still don't make sense. I've always heard that, and it still doesn't make sense being Back in Black, because how do you dance like that to Back in Black? It's just his own crazy dance that nobody ever would think of before that, and can't do really like him. That's so
my favorite one he ever did was in River's Edge, where he's all speeded up.
That's right. It's been forever since I've seen that.
Oh, that's a great show, man. He's a fucking nut in it because he's just so jacked up. That's why he passes out in the car there, and they arrest him. He finally passes out at a stoplight because he's been up for days.
Yeah, I never saw too many episodes of that. I only saw like a few.
The River's Edge. That's that movie with. It's also got a young Keanu Reeves in it.
Oh, okay.
It's let me see. I got it right here. I think. Yeah, I got it right here. I always have it right here.
I know, right?
Sad, but it's I look at this and I can't find the movie. There's a whole bunch of them. There it is.
Oh, okay, cool. I like the artwork for that.
Good show, man. It doesn't really have a U.S. release. This is England, I do believe. Yeah, it's England's got those. I think. For some reason, they just don't have it. It's got Dennis Hopper, Joshua Miller, Rosanna Zai, Daniel Warbuck, Ione Stipe, Keanu Reeves, and Crispin Glover.
Oh, great cast.
It was made like 85.
This is when they're trying to negotiate with the soldiers, and Flyboy says, "I will not fly you." Right?
Yeah. He says, "Yes."
You can't kill me. If you kill me, then I won't fly for you.
Yeah,
because they do need him. He's got the leverage.
I'm telling you, Rhodes. If you kill him, I'll not fly.
This is the movie that started my running gag for a long time now. For years, I've always trusted Jamaican. They're always correct about everything. Because when I did the deep dive of this, it came up because the Flyboy I was talking to him. I said, always trust Jamaicans. But then I had to rescind that in my video for kids, Larry Clark's Kids, because there was the scene when they go to Washington Square Park and they're talking that they're scoring pot. And I said, and I mentioned Day of the Dead. I said, the long running, always trust Jamaican, except never, ever buy pot from them in Washington Square Park. Don't ever fucking do that. Because I'm from New York. I know Washington Square Park. Right. You don't buy weed from Jamaicans there. And then I said, besides that, though, I stand by my point. You can always trust a Jamaican. They're never wrong. except for that situation. That's been a long running gag. We love Jamaican Tyrannia. Except
A Jamaican reggae dude did one of my favorite early '80s hits, man. Electric Avenue. You remember that song?
Oh,
we
yeah.
Walk down to Electric Avenue. That's a great song.
That's a great song.
That
I mean, I heard it. I've known the song since I was a kid, but I whenever I hear it now, I think of Pineapple Express, the beginning of that movie when he's singing. Seth Rogen is singing to it, and while he's in the car, he's smoking and he's singing Electric Avenue too. That's great. That's a funny movie.
It's just got a beat to it, man. If you can keep yourself from moving when that song's playing, then you got some willpower, because every time it plays, I'm like,
yeah, right.
Every time. I can't help it.
There's a lot of songs that do that to me. There's so many songs that, like, if it's like a danceable type song or a dance track or a pop song stuff that comes on in nowhere, I can't help but fucking be moving in some way, or bobbing around, some type of dance.
Even ones you don't like sometimes, like
absolutely.
Like She Drives Me Crazy by the Fine Young Cannibals. I hate that fucking song, but I still like.
Really? You don't like that song? I've always liked that one. You drive me crazy. Yeah, I like that song. It's got a good progression. The doom.
It's infectious, man. Like you want to hear this thing, like,
I can't help you. That's a good one. I can see it. I can see people not caring for it.
For some reason, it's so infectious. It's like I heard it once and I never had to hear it again. I've heard it in my head ever since. Kind of like what's his name?
That's a catchy song. That's why.
Rick Astley. I never got that out of my head either.
Both of his most famous songs, "Together Forever." I love that song. That's one of those songs. That's one of those songs. If I hear "Together Forever" or "Never Gonna Give You Up" by Rick Astley, both those songs, I can't not bob or move in some way. Like, especially "Together Forever." I love the beat to that song.
He blew my mind, man, because I did not expect him to look like that. He looked like some kid or something. I was like, what the fuck? This big ass man boy.
Your son's fucking with you. It
I know.
drives me crazy. I can't help myself.
Yeah.
So good.
Oh wow. Yeah.
You know what? An '80s pop rock song is one of my favorites of the '80s. A few of them. "Africa" by Toto, that's up there. "Just Died in My Arms Tonight" by Cutting Crew, that's another top one. But "Your Love" by The Outfield, I fucking adore that song. That's a top song. 80s pop, of course, of the '80s for me.
Asia had a couple of really good ones too, man.
Oh yeah, I'm a huge Yes fan. So, and Asia was parts of Yes. You had Steve Howe, the guitarist from Yes in Asia.
My 19-year-old son became a Yes fan when he watched JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Yes did like the theme song for like the first season, and
I never watched it, but I know they did the score. Yeah.
So here's like this 16, 17-year-old kid at the time talking about Yes to me. I was like, what the fuck?
I mean, that's what it's funny, because that's what I started listening to them in like early teens. I always gravitated towards, especially when I started playing music. When I self-taught myself guitar. When my uncle got at my mom's brother, he's been in and out of prison his whole life, drugs, theft, robbery, fucking rap sheet forever. But he's been in and out forever. And then he was in for like 16 years, and then he's been out now, but we don't even talk to him because who knows if we think he's so fucked up and shit for a while. But luckily he hasn't gotten arrested and he isn't back in there. This is the longest he's been out since he's like 60 almost. This is the longest he's been out since he's like a teenager, like late teens. And
sometimes no matter how much family they are, man, you gotta stay away from them, because
exactly.
If someone's drowning, they'll pull you down with them, and that sucks.
Yeah, and then none of my family has anything to do with him, but he's a drummer, and a very damn talented and good drummer too, which is a shame. And he plays a little guitar, But the last time he was out before he got out 4 or 5 years ago was when I was 12. And he's kind of what got me into all those bands because he's a big Yes fan, Rush fan, all the
Ooh.
progressive rock, classic rock from the 70s and stuff. So that's what got me big into that. And then when he got arrested and fucking went away for 18 years, I ended up getting his drum set and his acoustic guitar. And I tried the drums for like a little bit, like a month or so. And then I tried guitar, and that's just where I started playing guitar there. So if it wasn't
Air
for him,
drums.
I might not have been playing guitar at least as early as I started. If it wasn't for him,
Air drums, just playing air drums and shit is how I learned how to play drums. I do know how to play drums. I mean, I'm no Neil Peart or nothing. Don't get me wrong, but I do, I do know how, and it's just by playing fucking, air drums.
yeah, oh, yeah. I mean, drums is the one instrument I can't
It's
play
fun.
to this day. Like it's one, there's still one. And Drake, dude, that's so funny because that's a favorite of mine too. It's an all-time favorite, and it's been stuck in my head. And I got it stuck in my sister's head all within the last month. I've been having that song playing at some point, like when I turn YouTube on and I put music. Because YouTube fucking knows you and knows everything about you and keeps playing the same
Yeah,
shit.
they do.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've had that song pop on like I can't even tell you how many times in the last month or so.
Damn. You see what Russell's saying? Russell
What?
played drums in a Rush cover band. That means Russell knows how to play fucking drums.
Oh hell yeah, it does. Neil Peart was one
Damn.
of the greatest. Horse and No
Maybe
Name,
the
that's another
greatest.
great one.
Next to John Bonham, may be the greatest.
Yeah, I honestly I would put him over Bonham, as I was a bigger
Yeah.
Rush fan than a
Yeah.
Zeppelin fan. But right there. I mean, neck and neck. Both of them are phenomenal.
Just
Um,
different. Yeah. No perfect.
Motorhead has some songs, but I never got big into Motorhead.
I like them, but I don't love them. I don't know. I always liked them, but I don't know if I like them enough to pay big money for their music. I mean, I will buy a CD
Yeah.
or whatever, but I don't know if I'm going to buy the vinyl as much as vinyls are. It's like,
Yeah, I always knew Ace of Spades and like maybe 2 other songs by them, and it's good, but like I never thought it was really my type of music that I would get into more, even if I looked into this stuff. Really, it's just not really
I seen
my
them
sound.
live. I seen them live about 1991 on the
Yeah.
rock and roll tour. It was them and Alice Cooper and Dangerous Toys, Metal Church, and Motorhead.
Oh, okay, that's a fucking solid lineup.
Yeah, it's a pretty good show. It is a thing where most of the dates Motorhead was the semi main with Alice Cooper being the main, but they traded back and forth. Alice Cooper wasn't very good at all, man.
Nah, yeah, I guess
Even
maybe
back then,
he was having a bad period. I guess.
his voice was real weak. Like he
Oh
relied on the
yeah.
back a lot.
Ah, okay.
But Motorhead sounded just like they do on the fucking CD, man.
Yeah. I mean, that's how Dream Theater is. Dream Theater is one of my biggest influences on guitar. Like his John Petrucci from Dream Theater and Steve Howe from Yes, they're both like some of my biggest influences on guitar, and they sound identical always. Like studio, live, doesn't matter. And they're some of the most virtuoso, like most talented musicians on all their instruments, and they play the stuff live identical, just like it's in the studio.
Cool.
People never make a friggin' mistake. And the Beatles are my favorite band of all time, too.
Oh yeah, Beatles, huh? I was never
Beatles
huge into
all
the
time.
Beatles. I respect them and I appreciate them for what who they are and what they did. It's huge, which is the biggest band of all time, the biggest performers of all time, next to playing Michael Jackson and Elvis. That's probably the three big.
Oh yeah, I mean Michael Jackson's great. I mean, so many hits that guy had. Elton John. Oops, camera fell down. Elton John too, and Billy Joel. I love the two of them, and they both had an amazing career. Why is my thing
That's my
upside
son's
down?
favorite. Is Billy my 18-year-old? His favorite performer is Billy Joel.
All right, why am I upside down? Get me back right side up.
And I like early Elton John. Yeah, I don't like when he started getting poppy in the '80s and shit. But,
yeah,
but
yeah, absolutely.
I love the '70s. I love the '70s. Yeah.
Why am I upside down? I don't get it. Maybe I'll do the same thing I did last time. Maybe if I go like this.
That shit all. Yeah,
Like this.
you dropped it, man.
This.
It's been tripping
Yeah,
ever
we
since.
go.
Like, oh my
Yeah,
god.
yeah. Yeah, no,
Doing it
I pulled on my headphones and it pulled the laptop closed. So and I usually save it on time, and now it flipped it.
I've never used headphones. I've never used headphones. I've never used a microphone. This is the way I've always been. And sometimes sometimes I wish I had used a microphone or headphones, especially a microphone. Like with making this documentary, I probably should be doing that narration with a mic.
Yeah, I mean, it still sounds. Everything I've heard sounded great, but that's the only times that like it's. I think it would be the best times to use microphones would be for voiceover stuff, and that's it.
Yes.
Like it's not essential, like for especially for live streams and stuff. The only reason I use it is because I'm used to it for videos, so why not? I have it. Why not just use it? But
I had to record your narration, your part that I'm putting in. I had to record it on the video maker, turn up the volume, and then play it back again and to turn it up more because your volume was so much lower than everybody else's for some reason.
Yeah, probably because it was from TikTok and they compressed the file when I edited it in TikTok and then I downloaded it. So it's probably because they compress the shit out of videos when you upload. The same with YouTube. That's why usually when I record stuff, that's another reason too. It's low because I didn't have my mic compared to when I usually did. Because I was recording through the TikTok app.
That's why.
That's why.
Because you mentioned that you wasn't in that part. That's why, because I hadn't figured out what I was going to do yet to kick up your volume yet. But the second batch that I've been putting together, that's what I did. Is I put it on Video Maker, turned up the volume, downloaded it, and then put it back on the Video Maker, and then turned it up more. So now we can hear you.
Yeah, usually what I do is when I record like any of my videos, I usually already put the volume up to like 140%.
Yeah, because that part you guys seen was the City of the Living Dead portion. I now have the Beyond portion done, the zombie portion done. The Beyond is the one that you're talking in most.
Nice, my favorite one. Well, City and Beyond are both, but the Beyond I always give the edge to.
I got New York Ripper and Zombie, I do believe too.
Nice. What about did you talk about the psychic at all?
Yeah, well, I've still got to do the psychic, duckling, and lizard still.
Oh, nice. Especially if we just watched Lizard. That's a little fresher in your memory.
Yeah, I'm doing his horror from Lizard to probably New York Ripper. So it's okay. Lizard, duckling, the psychic, zombie, City of the Living Dead, the Beyond, House by the Cemetery, Black Cat, and New York Ripper. New York Ripper.
Yeah. That's right. And Manhattan Babies.
I'm not sure if I want to do Manhattan or not. I'm not sure. I probably should, shouldn't I? At least
I like Manhattan Baby. I always liked it. It's not fantastic like the movies before that, but it's got a really, really good score.
I probably should. To me, it's out of all the ones I named, it's my least favorite. But I've only seen it once or twice too, so I need to give it another view and actually, because I'm kind of funny like that. So a lot of times when I see something once or twice and I'm not paying full attention, I don't like it as much.
I'm the same way.
Second or third time, and it'll be one of my favorites. So who knows?
Yeah, I mean, it's out of all the ones you mentioned, that's my least favorite too. Would be Manhattan Baby.
It took me 20 years.
I mean, I like it more than Don't Torture a Duckling, but that movie just didn't work. So Manhattan Baby, like that one, I have more fun with it. But every other movie is better than Manhattan Baby on that list.
It probably feels the least fulchy of all of them. I'd have to say Duckling probably feels the least fulchy of all those movies, of all that string.
Yeah. I think Lizard too feels the least faulty, like we were saying that night when we were watching it the other night, of just how different the direction is and stuff. It still has his feel for sure, but like I should specify that the directing in Lizard, I think, is the most different, one of the most different compared to his other movies.
It has that erotic vibe that he brought back later on in movies with like Devil's Honey and shit like that. Not as much, but it's got he's playing with it. He was playing with his erotic horror at that time because he was just coming off the westerns and the Eurocrime and the comedies at that point.
Yeah, and that's the thing. He's done so many different genres.
That's
I
that.
love
Yeah.
this. I love
I'm
this
fucking-
kill here.
you
We
know,
get the same kill the same year, actually, in another horror film. Which one is that?
oh yeah.
1985. We get
Mushroom.
another shovel to half the face, kick, step on the shovel, and half the head goes flying.
Well, you got the whole head going in '87 with Evil Dead 2.
It's
I'm trying to
I'll give you a
think.
hint. It's a Stuart Gordon film. That'll give it away.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Reanimator.
yeah. Same kill, same shovel kill.
Yeah,
Same year.
yeah.
I always thought that was interesting.
I love when he has the head. The head's all pissed off, and he tells him to shut up, or you'd be best in a sideshow or something.
That's one of the best lines in that fucking movie. Who's gonna believe a talking head get a job in the sideshow?
Exactly. Yeah. They say
That's
he's such a nice guy. They say he is such a nice guy.
yeah. I've
Jeffrey
heard
Combs.
nothing. I've heard never anything negative about him.
They said he will sit and talk to you, and he's real polite and nice and shit. And that's what we need more of, man. Not just fuckers off to the side. Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you about the. Do you know if we're ever gonna do the Felissa Rose thing or?
I got to reach back out to her. I haven't reached out to her in a while because she never sees messages because she's always at conventions. She's always at a convention. I got to reach out. I probably have a better chance of reaching her faster if I reach out to another person I've had on that I became friendly with, who's friends with her, and pass the message along. So maybe that's what I'll do. Like Josh Petrino, who did the effects for the Terrifier films and stuff. I can ask him.
Kirsten. She's good. She's still good friends with Jonathan Kirsten.
Yeah, there's a few people I can ask.
And her and Ricky go way back, all the way to '83.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I stopped fucking with PJ because I was afraid I was gonna like creep her out. So I stopped fucking with her.
Yeah, I asked Sandy, or I got a response from her after I asked, like an update, like a few months ago. I didn't mention it because it wasn't any update. She said that I sent PJ the message, but that's all I could do, really. I don't know if she ever reached out.
You're not gonna find one interview with her on YouTube, man. Now,
yeah, I know you don't see anything really.
Nancy Kies or Nancy Loomis, she's starting to do some.
Oh yeah, that's interesting.
So that's an idea. Also Catriona McCall, man.
Yeah, actually, I tried reaching out to Catriona once.
I talked to her a few times. She cut me some new.
That's right. You said, that's right. You said that she did that.
She made some brand new comments that hasn't been put on anything else that I'm going to use.
Sweet. Yeah.
I was like, hell yes, Catriona.
That's awesome.
I felt really lucky to get that because you don't see her doing that shit either.
Yeah, no, you don't. And that's what I mean. Her and that's why I've been trying to get Greta on, or I always say Greta, whatever, Greta on for a while now. She just doesn't like podcasts or like interviews or anything like that. I talk to her often. I've known her for years now. She's in my Instagram group and like post shit now and then. She's nice as could be. It's just like at this point, it's a running gag with her. Like it's like, all right, Greta, about time yet? It's been like 2 days. When are we doing this, girl? Come on. And she'll laugh. And I said, when I promise you, when I get time, I promise you'll laugh. And when I say I promise, I mean it. It's just when I get the time. I'm just fucking with you. Like we have that relationship. She's great. She's hilarious too. She is one funny woman.
Do you know if Edwig Fennick is doing anything, or is she still alive?
Who?
Edwig Fennick.
I don't know if they're still alive.
She's the one that did all that shit for Martino and shit. Remember?
Yeah. I don't know if she's still alive. I mean, that's the thing, and that's why I say to Greta how important it is. I want to get her on eventually because there's so few people from the horror world, the Italian horror world, to talk to, and that's why. I mean, I was so blessed to have Fabio Frizzi on. That was a dream to get. That was a fucking dream talking with that man. And I mean, I'm trying to work my way to get Claudio Simonetti too, because through Fabio, and somebody else who I know represents Claudio, who also represents Joretta, who asked me to get him in touch with Fabio. So it's like it's all the dealings and networking, you know, behind the scenes. That's basically what goes on. Yeah, I'll do this. Yeah, I'll put you in touch with this person. Oh, can you get in touch with this person that you have? Yeah, I'll help you with that, and you help me with this. And, that's how it works. Like anything else. Here's the best, and one of the best endings in horror from here to the end of the movie.
We should try to get more of those Italian stars, because not very many people get them, and they're usually willing, because you know they haven't had all this huge spoiled
Exactly.
superstar success. Like Barbara, she'd be cool to get. Mimsy Farmer.
I reached out to Barbara Steele on Facebook a while back, but she never saw the message. I on Facebook, it's hard to get them if they don't accept private messages and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But I could actually try to reach out to Barbara through Chris Alexander and Richard Band, because I actually became kind of friendly with Richard Band since I had him on. We talk now and then, and Charlie had Barbara on for his, you know, Charles Band does like those interview shows where he has a guest on. It's on like the Full Moon channel. I mean, I can ask Charlie when I have him on next too, but when I have him back. But one of them would be able to, because I mean, Charlie would have a contact for Barbara because he had her on, and Richard might too, like have a way of contacting her. So and Chris too, who works for like helps him out with everything at Full Moon. That guy does so much. I gotta ask him. Actually, Chris is gonna come back on again, Chris Alexander, because he posted a video the other day, because he's a musician as well as a director and everything, and we talked all his film mostly last time. And I got a notification earlier today that he posted some like video of him DJing, and I said, man, it's sounding fucking good, man. I said, I hope all is well. I said, if you want to come on again sometime and talk to your music and any music projects you got, and he said, let's do it. And he commented back. I said, all right, cool. Yeah, I'll hit you up on Instagram. So maybe when I do that, I'll talk to him about Barbara Steele. See if we can get her.
Barbara Boucher and Barbara Crampton too.
Barbara Boucher. I've been trying for Crampton. I got Richard Band working on her for me. I got Dana DiLorenzo working on her for me. I got a few people, and Barbara knows who I am. She knows who I am. She's liked and shared interviews. My interview with Jim Wynorski, she shared that out. So she knows,
you know.
She just gets that. Yeah, it's just it's harder to get her because she's the actress. It's always harder to get the actors because less people care about the behind the scenes stuff, like a lot of us do. Like we're the cinephiles who love all the behind the scenes stuff. Some people just like to get the faces, you know, that are in there and get the actors and actresses, and that's so they get a lot more requests. But I got Richard just texted me. Richard Band the other day and said, I'm going to be seeing Barbara again for a showing of Reanimator or something like that. I'll try talking to her again. And stuff. He's great. He's really a great guy.
I wish I could have got John Saxon and Olivia Huxley, man.
Yeah, right.
John Saxon.
There's a lot of people that I wish that passed away, like and recently too, like Tony Todd. Like I would love to have Tony someday.
Yeah, so definitely, and I'd like to get this Sparrow. You know.
Yeah. Yep. That would be a good guy. That would be awesome.
But you know, we still have a chance to get a lot of people. I would still like to try to get Nancy Allen and Michael Ironside. I think Ironside would be easier to get than Nancy Allen.
Yeah, I think those are both well within the possibility. For sure. I got a message.
Do a couple of them. I've seen Ironside actually do a couple. So
yeah. Oh, so yeah, there's even more chances there. I got to reach back out to Joe Dante because I talked to his representative manager, whatever, and he was working on his first film in like 10 years. So he was in like pre-production on that, and this was like a year and a half ago. And I said, do you mind, is it cool if I reach back out and like, you know, maybe next year or something like that? And they said, yeah, you could reach back out. So I should do that. It'd be great to have Dante on. That would be a huge get there.
I talked to
Well,
Lynn Griffin too, the chick from Black Christmas, the first victim that sits around with a bag on her head, and
okay.
she does a lot of them too. So
Oh,
I love
nice.
Black Christmas, man. Black Christmas is one of
Yeah,
my
I know you
favorite
do. I know that's one of your up there ones.
atmosphere, man. That
I
motherfucker
love
created
I
atmosphere.
love it too, but I've never been like in love with that film like a lot of
Yeah.
people. It's an excellent movie though.
It just, I love how it was one and done. How you never got to know exactly what the killer looked like,
Yeah.
and it's only insinuated who it might be, and that's someone we've never even seen before. I mean, to me, that's what made the original Friday the 13th so cool. Was it was almost a giallo, but
Yeah.
except for the killer was somebody we'd never seen at all. So there was no way
Exactly.
to even guess who
There
the killer
was no
was.
mystery. There was no way to guess that mystery or
Yeah,
reveal because we never saw that fucking person. We never saw
there's no
Pablo
way you
before.
could guess it. There's no way you could
That's
guess
my
it. I mean,
this is
you could
my
guess
favorite
people the
shot
whole
in the
movie.
movie right here. That shot
Yeah,
right there when with the music that swells when he realizes he's fucked and the zombies like walk in the doorway and
yeah.
ding
That
ding.
zombie looks just like the Ted Danson zombie from Creep Show, man. Did you notice that?
Yep. I'm
He
sure.
Wonderwall looking.
I mean, it makes sense because Savini did the effects on both.
Yep,
So I mean,
just
his
like
zombie
three
effects.
years before.
Yeah.
Like his last big job, I think, before this was no, it was other people are for. So he did Creep Show, and then he was doing a slew of them at this time. Actually, what am I talking about?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
He's doing a ton of them at this time. Oh, that's why it's so much better, man. Because throughout the early '80s, that motherfucker was busy. I mean, you go Maniac to the Prowler, to Friday
Oh
for
yeah.
Four, Friday 15,
Well,
to a
that
Creep
that
Show. I mean,
that would be the two more recent ones. I guess would be Friday Part 4 would be the one right before the year before this,
yep,
and
yep.
Prowler was 81. So I mean, 82 was Creep Show. So yeah, those two
Burning,
movies, Creep
Burning was
Show
in
and
'81,
yeah, Burning
and
was
Creep Show
81.
was
Maniac was
'82.
80.
So he had a
That
shit.
that one too, right there. Who a Flyboy just shot in the head. And
Yeah,
it looks
yeah,
just like a Creep Show zombie for like from Father's Day, or from the Tide You Over one.
yeah. I know something else here that he was doing new at this time. I'm not quite sure why. If it had anything to do with Nick or what, but he was receding the lips back away from the teeth. He was starting to do that on some of
Yeah,
them.
yeah, I know what you mean. It's kind of like making them look like they've been around longer and like they're decaying a bit. You mean like with the
Yeah,
mouth? Yeah,
yeah. Where you see the gums and the teeth more, not really any lips.
yeah.
You just see, which is a cool effect.
It's a great detail. Yeah.
It's a great way to age the zombie.
And then I always, this is the best kill here ever. But that kill earlier, we missed like we weren't talking about the two soldier kills, and those the head rip is one of the greatest kills in a movie for me. I mean, with the cat screech when his vocal cords are stretched, that
Right.
is so good. It holds
That was
up
an accident.
amazingly. Oh,
That's one
here's
of those
him.
really cool accidents.
Yeah, that's right. Tom Savini didn't even know at the time that effect was in there until he saw it later.
Here he goes. He just somehow he just does this acrobatic thing, man, where he's just bouncing on his knee and back up, and it's just crazy. I don't know how he even pulled it off.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I will definitely let you know. I had never thought of reaching out to Spacek, but Isabel, I never tried reaching out to, but I would kill to have Catherine Isabel on. I fucking love that girl. I love that fucking girl so much.
So does Drake. He's always had a thing for her. Yeah,
I've always loved Catherine Isabel since Ginger Snaps and American Mary, and then See No Evil 2, and everything. Freddie vs. Jason. Danielle Harris, I tried like a year and a half ago because Joe kept obviously, wanting it.
yeah, right.
So I reached out to her manager or something like that, and she said they'll pass the message along. I never heard anything back. I could try again. That was like 2 years ago.
I like to get Lori Hallier from My Bloody Valentine too. She was a cool
Okay.
final girl, man, but didn't. That's the only thing she ever really did.
Yeah. I for a second I couldn't picture her until you said My Bloody
The
Valentine.
blonde,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That would
When
be
in the love triangle, that story was so good. He even had a fucking love triangle. Monday Valentine was a really good one.
yeah.
It just had something that others didn't. You know what I mean? It had a good story. I mean, like I said, you even had a love triangle. Man.
This is the best right here. I hear it on your sound, the breathing. It's fine though, but I hear it. And he just
Bubby
turns away.
stops and looks at him while they're tearing him out.
Yep.
He turns and looks at him.
He turns, he looks, and then I love his shuffle. He like shuffles back and then walks away like that. That's so cool.
Take that with you, motherfucker.
Shogun. And yeah, Tasha, everybody wants to slap Rose in the face. That's why he just got torn in half. Even the zombies had enough of him.
He was done. He was like, there you go. Take that with you. I'll the rest of my boys have you.
There's a zombie clown. Yes, that's an homage to Dawn, right? There's the clown, the zombie clown in Dawn, right?
Yeah. See, because Bub's already fed. That's why he's not munching on all these people.
Exactly. Yeah, that's true too.
He was always getting food.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that was one privileged fucking zombie, right? that guy was living it up. He got Stephen King novels. He got classical music to listen to.
He's been munching on Roads of Soldiers now for weeks.
Yeah.
Fucking Nicotero and all of them. Tasso is his buddy. I love this part. He's walking there and he's carrying a leg with him. See that? He just walking carrying this fucking half a leg.
I love that. Yeah, when they're just like all three films, I love after the climax when they show the kills. There's always in all of Romero's films with the Dead trilogy where you see them all just sitting around munching on body parts. I love it.
Dawn, it was that room in the basement.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, that's nasty. Especially
and then in Night, how it is in Night at the end. It's great and all. I love that. How they end all of them like that.
The Argento cut, man, and it's got this weird music the Argento cut one does, and there's some 3 minutes munching on shit. Because I mean, you know how the Italians are.
Oh yeah, I know. They just don't fucking stop. They never shy away, and they prolong everything, and it's fantastic.
He took all the laughs out of that motherfucker. His version of Dawn of the Dead is bleak as fuck.
Yeah, who?
Who's bleak?
Oh, Zack Snyder, the remake. I actually prefer the remake of Dawn to the original nowadays.
No. I was talking about the Argento cut, the one that he took to Italy.
Okay. The cut of Dawn. Okay, yeah.
He took out all the mall music and all that shit, and made it bleak as fuck, man. It's like almost a different film than the Romero cut.
It has a very different tone and feel to it, and I actually prefer that cut because of that. Because it cuts down on that goofiness factor that I always say.
No pie fight, I don't think. Nothing like that. It's all just munching and trying to survive, and
what are we doing next, JT? Let's see. We got tomorrow Stuart Gordon's From Beyond from 1986 or 5. I always fuck that up. 86, yes.
I love
that's gonna I know. I think it's right up there with Reanimator. And then we have that's gonna be with Matt from Pugwell 316. Then we have my favorite film ever in the 4th year actually, because I started right a few months before Halloween. So 4th year in a row of John Carpenter's The Thing tomorrow night at 11. Then Halloween we got 3. We got Trick or Treat with Nanette at 3 p.m. for the matinee. We have Trilogy of Terror that I had to move earlier this week for a 6 p.m. slot, and then John Carpenter's Halloween, which you're going to join me for, right, Keith?
For Halloween? Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, Carpenter's Halloween. So that one will be at 10 or 11 on 10, 11 or so on Halloween night. Except for 10. If I have to move it to 11, then that's fine, right? So
that'll have some. I guarantee you guys that Halloween will have some great commentary on that film between me.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you guys haven't seen and you're big Halloween fans, check out the video that me and Keith did like a year ago or so, right? Where it's a 2-parter where we just
and we did a watch on it.
I'm talking, yeah, the deep dive that you edited and stuff, the deep dive that we
Yeah,
did, and just like two parts, and we just went real in on it. Yeah, it was the watch along, and then it was a deep dive discussion and stuff,
like
two
2 3 days
part.
in a row. Yeah, we were just
Yeah,
all about Halloween 2 or 3 days. By the time
yeah.
we got done with it, we were just done for a minute.
Yeah, exactly. And that's then we have Saturday, the bonus day, which is the matinee. Looks like it'll be funny games, but we don't know yet. I'm gonna let that shit run until Friday night. Then Mario Bava's Lisa and the Devil, which I had to move
Yeah.
also earlier this week, will be the late night for Saturday. Then we'll be back to reviews, deep dives, and I want to start doing and get back to the Twin Peaks watch alongs. We're up to season 2, episode 8, 9, and 10. So probably not this weekend. The next weekend on Saturday night will be Twin Peaks, and we'll get back to that. But awesome. Let's see. I like to scream. Sarah,
Yeah, man.
Brazilian film. I almost typed something bad, but kept it to yourself. All right, you can tell me later. Such a great stream and film, guys.
Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah. I'm curious about that. She's not saying nothing bad about me, is she? Why do you have that gore on there? He's a dick.
No. I'm guarantee it's not.
Yeah, I know. That's fucking around. Yeah. Don't have him on anymore. I don't like him.
You guys did that too with the double. Yeah, the Halloween thing. Yeah.
Oh, Drake loves Halloween like we do, man. I raised him on Halloween.
Yeah, well, good fucking parent. You're good. You're a great fucking dad. That just on that alone, just on that, make sure your kid watches Halloween. And I've been trying to get Scarlett into horror, but I mean, one, she's a girl, so it's a little bit harder, and two, she's 11, she'll be 12 in February.
Yeah.
But she's seen a few. She watched Megan. She enjoyed a little bit of it. Then she watched Beetlejuice, which she actually really liked that one. So that was like her
stuff. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, like when it comes to the more serious horror and stuff, or like Halloween nightmares and stuff, she's hasn't really showed any like desire really to get into it. But she's not like big on movies in general. She's addicted to her phone and playing Roblox and all that. She's like any kid in generation, whatever the hell her generation is, the fuck generation. That one, just like all the last few, including mine, all the ones for the last few generations. But
no, she said she said okay, so you said that they munch on body parts after the climax.
Oh, okay.
That's what she's gonna talk about.
Okay, yeah, that's funny.
I didn't think about that. That's fantastic.
And speaking of climax, that movie by Gaspar Noé, that might be another movie coming in November, because we have Shutter Island. I was testing out this microphone here because I said I got a new mic. Yeah, you can see it. It plugs right into the laptop. But I recorded like a 10-minute intro for Shutter Island a few days ago, but then I noticed that there's a hiss in the back, a low hiss, and even with noise remover and trying to take it out, it still didn't fully take it away. So I said I'll still try to figure out how that all works, and I'll record with this for that video. So Shutter Island, when I get a chance to record that video, that'll be the next one.
Good show. I love that climax at the end, man. That is so good.
It's so good, dude. It's such an underrated movie. It's so good. I love that film. And there's so much to talk about. There's so much hidden stuff in there. There's so much stuff, like things you only catch on the third, fourth, fifth watch. Even like there's so many hidden Easter eggs and foreshadowing.
That ending surprised me. I love it when an ending surprises me. I hate being able to figure it out before it happens. And that surprised me. I didn't see that shit coming.
I had suspicions, but because there's different ways you can interpret the ending, even though I think there's really only one real way to interpret it because it's pretty straightforward. But we'll talk about that in that video when I put that video out. But it'll be that, and then I'm thinking Gaspar Noé's climax, because for some reason his films do very well view-wise, like for videos, because I did Irreversible, that did well. Enter the Void, which I went real in on that video because it's a masterpiece, and simulated the whole DMT trip scene and stuff. I had Spangle psychedelic trance music playing in the background. Like, I take you on a DMT trip in that video. So I mean, that was a lot of fun. So Climax would be an equally fun movie to do. If you guys haven't seen Climax by Gaspar Noé, Check that movie out. I believe it's on Shudder. But
He's definitely a damn good filmmaker.
Oh, dude, he's one of
yeah,
the
he is.
best. And the camera work, especially like with his camera work, his DP. I forget
Oh,
the
yeah.
guy's name, but the DP that works with him on a lot of his movies, I think most of them, is really a standout. Just the Enter the Void alone. If you guys haven't seen Enter the Void, more importantly, Chad, watch that film. Then go watch my video on it after you watch it. But all right, guys, everyone, have a great night. Keith, as always, a pleasure, brother.
Thanks,
Love
man.
having you on anytime.
So much appreciate it. Always a great talk, man. Hell yeah. Thanks a lot.
Absolutely. And then we'll do Halloween. We'll talk it up for Halloween.
Hell yeah, man.
All right, cool.
All
right, guys. Everyone have a good night. Take care, Keith. I'll talk to you later.